right, so hopefully it works this time, guys. I'm sorry for that interruption. We were having some technical difficulties. So, like I was saying, October 18th, we're going to have our Fearless Fest here at the Hopper House at 6545 Grape Creek Road. So, if you want to come out, have some sober fun with us, we'll be out here. We'll have some live music, we'll have some games. It should be a good, fun time for some family and friends. So, that starts at 5 o'clock on October 18th. The only other thing we do have on the agenda currently till the end of the year is going to be our baptism on November 2nd. So if you want to come out, celebrate someone's reintegration with Christ, feel free to do so. Or if you want to be baptized yourself, just post it down at the chat. I'll get your name added to it. So it looks like we're about to start our open AA. If you want to share your story, I will be in the chat. Feel free to share it with me. And just remember to like, subscribe, follow us on Facebook. I love you guys. I'm going to go ahead and switch the cameras over. Sorry about that interruption. Enjoy our open AA tonight.
God, grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to help others. Are there any newcomers?
Newcomers.
Stand up.
Samuel?
Samuel. How you doing, Samuel? Welcome on, brother. Any announcements? Does anyone oppose to vaping? Yes, sir. Who you see here and what you hear here, let it stay here.
Here.
Please keep profanity to a minimum for our spiritual principles. Donation basket, cricket is going to be passed around to keep up with our 7 traditions. Contributions will cover rent, utilities, and coffee. AA Preamble. Alcoholics Anonymous is a fellowship of men and women who share their experiences, strengths, and hope with each other that they may solve their common problem and help others to recover from alcoholism. The only requirements for membership is a desire to stop drinking. There are no dues, fees, or AA memberships. We are self-supported. Through our own contributions, AA is not allied with any sect, denomination, politics, organizations, or institutions. Does not wish to engage in any controversy, neither endorses nor opposes any causes. Our primary purpose is to stay sober and help others alcoholics to achieve sobriety. And I asked someone to read how it works.
Jacob, alcoholic. This is how it works. Rarely we see a person fail who has thoroughly followed our path. Those who cannot recover are people who cannot or will not give themselves to these simple programs. Usually men and women who are constitutionally incapable of being honest with themselves. They're such unfortunates. They're not at fault. They seem to have been born that way. They're naturally incapable of grasping and developing a manner of living which demands rigorous honesty. Their chances are less than average. There are those too who suffer from grave emotional and mental disorders, but many of them do recover if they have the capacity to be honest. Our stories disclose in a general way what we used to be like, what happened, and what we are like now. If you decide which one we have and you're willing to go to any length to get it, then you're ready to take certain steps. As some of these evolve. We thought we would find an easier, softer way, but we could not. With all the earnestness at our command, we beg you to be fearless and thorough from the very start. Some of us have tried to hold on to our old ideas. The result was nil until we let go. Absolutely. Remember that we deal with alcohol, cunning, baffling, and powerful. Without help, it's too much for us. If there's one who has all power, that one is God, and you find him now. Half measures of love is nothing. We stood at the turning point. We ask his protection and care with complete abandon. Here are the steps we took, which are suggested as a program of recovery. 1, we admitted we were powerless over alcohol, and our lives had become unmanageable. 2, came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. 3, Made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood Him. 4. Made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. 5. Committed to God, to ourselves, and to another human being the exact nature of our wrongs. 6. We're entirely ready to have God remove all these defects of character. 7. Humbly asked Him to remove our shortcomings. 8. Made a list of all persons we had harmed and became willing to make amends to them all. 9. Made direct amends to such people wherever possible, except to do so with either them or others. 10. Continued to take personal inventory of the wrong properly committed. 11. Sought prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understood Him, praying only for knowledge of His will for us and the power to carry that out. 12. Having had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps, we tried to carry this message to alcoholics and to practice these principles in all of our affairs. Many of us exclaimed, "What an order! I can't go through with it." Do not be discouraged. No one among us has been able to maintain anything like perfect adherence to these principles. We are not saints. The point is that we are willing to grow on spiritual lines. The principles we have set down are guides to progress. We claim spiritual progress rather than spiritual confession. Our description of the alcoholic, the chapter to the agnostic, and our personal adventures before and after make clear three pertinent evidence. A, that we were alcoholic and could not manage our own lives. B, that probably no human power could relieve our alcoholism. And C, that God could and would heal us out.
Thank you, Jake.
Thank you.
And fellas, I'm sorry. I forgot to read this. Said before we begin, we want to remind everyone that this meeting is being streamed live. To honor the traditions of anatomy, the camera will be focused on the podium. If you choose to share, you may stand at the podium on camera or off to the side if you prefer to remain off camera. Please remember to use only first names when introducing yourself. By participating in this meeting, you acknowledge that while we do our best to protect anonymity, we cannot control who may be watching the live stream. If you are not comfortable with this, we completely understand. And we encourage you to share in a way that you feel safe, that feels safe to you. Thank you for your understanding and for respecting the traditions that keep our fellowship strong. And now I ask somebody to read the 12 traditions. Y'all can come up to the podium or stay where you are at.
My name's Joshua. I'm an alcoholic addict. The 12 traditions of Alcohol Anonymous. Our common welfare should come first. Personal recovery depends on AA unity. 2. For the group purpose, there is but one ultimate authority of a loving God as He may express Himself in our group conscience. Our leaders are but trusted servants, they do not govern. 3. The only requirement for AA membership is the desire to stop drinking. 4. Each group should be autonomous except in matters affecting other groups or AA as a whole. 5. Each group has but one primary purpose: to carry its message to the alcoholics who still suffer. 6. An AA group ought never endorse, finance, or lend the AA name to any related facility or outside enterprise, lest problems of money, poverty, and prestige divert us from our primary purpose. 7. Every AA group ought to be fully self-supporting, declining outside contributions. 8. Alcoholic Anonymous should remain forever non-professional, but our service centers may employ special workers. 9. AA as such ought never be organized, but we may create service boards or committees directly responsible to those they serve. 10. Alcoholic Anonymous has no opinion on outside issues, hence the AA name ought never be drawn in public controversy. 11. Our public relations policy is based on attraction, rather than promotion. We need always maintain personal anonymity as the level of press, radio, and film. 12. Anonymity is the spiritual foundation of all our traditions, ever reminding us to place principles before personality.
Thank you, Josh. Now I'm going to pick a topic from the AA book and ask Matthew.
Thanks, Matt. I'm an alcoholic.
Hey, Matt.
9/16/2024 is my Friday date. This tonight's topic. As we go through the day, we pause. Oh, 87, very bottom, starts as the very last paragraph. Ready, JP? As we go through the day, we pause when agitated or doubtful and ask for the right thought or action. We constantly remind ourselves we are no longer running the show. Humbly saying to ourselves many times each day, "Thy will be done." We are then in much less danger of excitement, fear, anger, worry, self-pity, or foolish decisions. We become much more efficient. We do not tire so easily, for we are not burning up energy foolishly as we did when we were trying to arrange life to suit ourselves. It works. It really does. We alcoholics are undisciplined, so we let God discipline us in a simple way we have just outlined. But this is not all. There is action and more action. Faith without works is dead. The next chapter is entirely devoted to step 12. You need to read it again? Good, everybody? Basically, for me, what that's saying is, let go and let God. Because, we carry these burdens with us every day, no matter what our situation is. We had a hard day at work. Ex-wife, talking crap in your ear. But, at the end of each day we come home, it's best for us just to empty out that cup. We can't run the show like we were doing before because look where it got us. As me being an alcoholic, I couldn't run the shit. The only thing I could run myself was down to the grocery store to get some cold beer. And now I let it go. I found a different option. This option here is better than the one I had. And like I said, at the end of the day, guys, just get it right and let go and let God. You don't need to carry this burden and stuff like this anymore. That's all I got.
Thank you.
I'm Warren. Sobriety date 2/26/25. On this topic right here, man, is like Matt saying, we all have problems during the day. Different people you at work you meet and which you have to deal with. When you come back over here, you still have to deal with certain people in certain ways, and it can get frustrating, and they say you got to talk to somebody. So like with me, it's kind of frustrating sometimes. So before I say anything to anybody, I got Matt to talk to me. I got my sponsor or JP. I'd rather only anybody like that or some people in my household I can talk to and to deal with it before I go deal with the person or any problem that I do have. I'm not saying that's a person, but sometimes I got a problem with me that I got to deal with, and that they can help me out to figure out that problem and how to deal with it. So that's what we have to do in this program, man. Because if we don't, We're gonna fall off. We'll go back out there and do the same things we was doing before we came over to this place. We have to have somebody to lean on all the time, because lean on ourselves, like any of us, man. We try to lean on ourselves, man. It ain't gonna work. Like I said, I got a good support system over here, and thank God I have a good support system when I leave from here. You know, like I told this young man right here, Blake. Uh, I just got engaged this weekend, man. And my fiance, man, she's a stickler about my drinking and everything like that. And she ain't gonna allow it, not one bit. You know, so that's a good thing, you know. You know, but yeah, man, this topic right here, man, it suits me because, man, I struggle every day, and I thank God I work with Matt, and Matt sees me and talk every day, you know. So that's somebody, any one of y'all, if y'all have somebody like I have with Matt, y'all please talk to him right again. Help y'all out if y'all have a problem. That's all I have.
Go around the room.
Yeah, we will go around the room. We'll just go around and come to the
My name is Greg.
Hey, cricket.
San Angelo. Really tired. Just been a real good day, busy day. We got a lot done this week. Just lost for words. Just make your best of it. If I'm having a bad day, I get angry or something, I just take my time, walk off, go cool off, and think about what I need to do, or what apologies I need to make to whoever I get angry with. I just leave it up to the higher power to guide my way, and each and every one of you. If, one day I might sound angry or quiet or something. It's just me. I grew up a loner. Always had a complex growing up. Speaking with groups and people, And so I just grew up a loner and did what I wanted to do. But now I'm doing the right thing and just become a better person for each and every one of us. And lead up to the good Lord. I've been good while I've been here. I've been here 10 months and I can't act for much better. Thank you all. That's all. I'm Jake. I'm not phone. I was going to listen tonight. I appreciate you. All right.
I'm Ruben, taking it one day at a time.
Pablo. Through my years, back in the days when you would have known me, a bit different. I would get you know how I feel. But through the years, I guess with the age and all that, I really, with God, just trying to not get angry or with that day or something that's great. But back in the days, the 80s, and people would know they were here for me, but now, like I said, it's the age and learning experience. And shit out more. So, I'm doing better again. So.
Wonderful, Pablo.
My name's Rick, I'm alcoholic.
Rick.
I don't have a drinking problem, I have a stopping problem. I'm good, I'm really good. But what I'd like to say is I interact with a lot of people through my business, and I know a lot of people. All I've got from, I didn't really tell anybody I was coming back there, I didn't know I was coming back there. Chris Hopper a couple of friends had this organized for me to come to church, and I had to make a decision right then and did. One of the best things I've ever done for myself. Really is. I want to see the benefits of it. And I just want to say, guys, I'm one of the new guys here, but all I receive from all the people I interact with is blessings, love, you know, taking it on, man. Just hang with it, hang in there, keep it up. You're doing great. Just real positive feedback is all I've got. So don't give up, guys. Hang in there.
Remember alcoholic daddy?
Hey, Chris.
We made 123.25. Now this reminds me of step 3. Giving choice. Made the decision to turn our will and our life over to the care of God for me. So, my driving didn't do very good. I mean, phenomenal. So I had to turn it all over to God. Let him drive. I got suspended driving license. I can't even drive. So far that I've done that, I've been sober for going on 9 months. This month, this month will be 9 months. And all I say, it's gotten better and better. It says in our, we're amazed. We're amazed. We're halfway through. I'm not even halfway through, I don't think. And I'm really amazed. Life has just gotten so much better. I think better. I don't make rash decisions. I lost my leadership the other day because I failed to do something. And at first, I was really disgruntled about it. At first, I thought, well, that's pretty issues about it. You know what I mean? Then, you know, from working this program and everything, I've learned to not make hasty decisions. I sat down, thought about it, prayed about it, and I'm mad. I'm relaxed. I'll do the best. And I got that way through 12 steps. Turn the yoke to God. You make all the decisions. Pray about it. You got a major decision in your life, and you want to don't make a hasty decision. Pray on it. Talk to your sponsor. Talk to a friend. Talk to anybody in this community. It's going to give you some pretty good advice. Everybody here on the same page, trying to stay sober. Learn how to live sober. With that, I guess I'll quit talking fast.
Thank you.
My name is Reggie. I'm a former alcoholic addict. Hey, my name's Buddy. I'm an alcoholic.
Everybody.
It was an exhausting day, but you know, when the Lord went up Golgotha, he was tired too. But, you know, I'm so thankful just for the mercy and grace that has been given. Being sober 34 days, it's, you know, it's just something that I still haven't wrapped my mind around. But as I said before, you know, just this little amount of time, my family that I burned so bad, you know, they're coming around and I'm on my 4th step. So, you know, I began, you know, to do what I have to do. But I'm just so thankful to be sober. You know, last night the gentlemen were talking, and we're all in this together. You know, I can sit there and listen to somebody say something, and it just, I know how you feel because I've been there. And of course, you probably all have. But this is an amazing group of men that I'm blessed to be around. And I'm just thankful. Thank you.
Great.
Good morning. I'd like to add something, guys. I didn't understand any of this. I I was raised by drunks. There's no abuse, nothing wrong. I was raised in a great family, grandparents. I mean, that's shit they just drank beer. That's what everybody did, not be over the kids. I didn't know anything about A, didn't know anything about this type of situation. But one thing that Chris Albert told me after I kept going to Chris and saying, hey, I need to slow down, I need to quit, I need whatever. But everybody, I think it's worth sharing with everybody. Chris told me, he said, look, man, how many times are we going to have this conversation? You know how Chris feels. He's direct. And he said, nobody understands you. Go time into what Buddy said. Nobody understands you but another alcoholic. Like, guys, I had that thought never entered my mind. But since I've been here and interacting with y'all and stuff, I understand it now. I really do. I just wanted to kind of add that to what Buddy said, because it's made a big difference for me.
Thank you. I'm Noel. I'm a recovering alcoholic. 10 to 25, and I'm just here listening right now. My name is Restream. I'm a recovering addict. Just trying to make a better man of myself, make better choices and decisions. Take day by day.
Hector, alcoholic. Alcoholic. It's been a struggle for me. But I've lived my property. I always will have to work on it. I'll always be a recovering alcoholic. So,
Right, Hector.
Chris, man.
Chris.
I just had to realize I wanted something better in life. I've been going to prison all my life, doing drugs and alcohol all my life. When I got in a relationship with God, they got a child, so I wanted to change my ways or whatever. But that's about it. I just want to do something, get out of the cycle, you know what I'm saying?
Thank you, Chris.
Damn addict. When I get stressed out, I use pretty quickly. Takes the stress away fast. So now I just try and limit myself to not having a stressful job, not having stressful people around me, not stressing out. Trying to live a stress-free life, man. Going all right, but I mean, even living a stress-free life, it's still relapse. So it's not just the stress and stress-free life that maybe do it, but just keep going one day at a time, man. You're just not ready. Get mad, stressed out.
Okay, you gonna get my brother.
My name's Joshua. I'm an alcoholic addict. Clean date 5/1/25. I know my own personal, if I put my own personal agenda ahead of everything, the same thing happens every time. I end up in the penitentiary, back in the law. And I'm coming up on almost 6 months clean. And I couldn't even stay clean in the penitentiary. And I mean, this is like, I talked to my mom the other day, and she's so proud of me because I finally tried to change. I mean, I'm 47 years old, and I mean, I run my head into the wall. I got a paper at Keegan's off the wall up there that I read every morning. It says, I don't want to be better than anybody else. I just want to be better than I used to be. For the people that are here and knew me when I was here last time, it's a total change. I mean, last time I was still involved with my affiliations, still selling drugs, still doing drugs, and I just didn't have enough. This time when I got to county jail, it was actually a burden. I was on the run for about 4 months. And when that cop put the cuffs on me, I had a sense of relief. And when I got in county jail, I prayed to God and I told him, I said, look, God, I've tried it every way, every different God that there is for help. If you'll do your part, I'll do my part. And there's been days that I wanted to run my head into the wall and I had to sit there and pray and ask God to take what was going on at the time away. I keep trucking every day. just remember, I don't need to be better than anybody, just better than I used to be. That's all I got.
Thank you, Josh.
He was on home and had it.
That's all I got.
25.
Sam?
I'm just glad I made it over here. Really, I just wanted, when I got up from San Antonio, I just wanted to take off. And I know San Antonio, Laredo, Austin. And I was getting back to the road, on the streets. Even though I know people were there, but I'm just tired, man. Man, myself, I had a good job, and I lost it. And, I'm just tired, man. I just want to get it right this time. I'm glad to hear.
Cheers, Sam.
I'm JP, a recovering alcoholic addict. JP,
JP.
sober date 3725. Listening to what everyone's saying, and I remember coming in here and remember just kind of starting to think that like a lot of us, most of us, if not all of us, have like a history, pretty long history of doing things on our own. In a lot of cases, we isolate ourselves so much that that's the only thing that we know. It takes a lot of time to get used to having a group of people, being held accountable, even knowing how to. We've become so used to how we live outside a place like this that we forget what it means to not completely relax, but trusting God, or trusting your higher power. A lot of us do things on our own. We don't have any help from anyone else, except in cases where we do, whether it's family, whether it's anything else, any kind of connection that you have outside. But for the most part, we land here feeling pretty isolated. Just like Sam said, tired, tired of living the way you've been living, and it takes a little while to adjust. It takes a little while, or a long while, to get rid of the habit that we have to overthinking about how much we have to do or to get it right. We put a lot of pressure on ourselves, as if the bottom is going to fall out tomorrow. I mean, before we get into a lot of trouble, most of us, I know I do, or I have in my life, just whenever it gets difficult, I want to bail out. Bail out or check out. Whether it's just in my head, start drinking or start doing something, not really thinking at the time besides that one thought. I just want to do something to change the way that I feel, to change the way that my brain is working right now. But we don't think about the fact that, we all know it's just a temporary thing, that we're going to be right back to thinking about the same stuff tomorrow. So it takes a little time and patience and a lot of forgiveness for yourself and making a connection and asking God, just forgive. He's already forgiven. We put entirely way too much pressure on ourselves to figure out everything all at once because we want it at once. And we get ourselves into trouble. And a lot of us don't know how to speak up. A lot of us don't know how to ask for help because when we go outside of this building, we're just going on with our regular selves, Who has a cigarette? Who has a soda? Who has this? Who has that? What are we going to do tomorrow? We go back into our regular style thing. There's nothing wrong with that. That's how we all are. It's human nature. But when it comes down to just when you're in your room or when you're you're alone and you're not talking to anybody else and your wheels are spinning, worried about what's going to happen like with our kids, with our family, with this, with that, those wheels start turning. It's natural for us to just fall right back into that hamster wheel. You know, we're just trying to figure it all out on our own and trying to find answers. And you know they're not going to come. Not like that. You know. So we need to stop the habit of how we run our lives because we're not really running. We're on automatic pilot for the most part. It takes real effort. And here I go again about effort, as if we don't have enough pressure enough. But it takes real effort in the simple things, you know. You start stressing out, don't. Take a walk. Run it out. Work out. Talk to somebody, hey, I'm freaking out. For the most part, I think everybody here will tell you it's going to be all right. And you have to trust that. Even before you start feeling like you have enough energy to try and solve some problems. You know, we always have to do the next right thing. We got to take some responsibility for finding work, keeping it, and paying our rent, paying our bills, being responsible. You know, actually changing what we want to change, what we all say that we want to change. But we can't do it alone sometimes. So don't bury yourself in that pressure because it just leads to negative thinking. The more you open up, the more you talk to some people about it, the easier it gets, even if it feels like it's not getting easier enough to be like yesterday. You know? You gotta just keep going. You have to find the tenacity to keep going. Because I know when I wanted drugs, nothing was going to stop me from that. And I want something better. I have to hang in there. And yeah, that's just take it easy on yourself and do the next right thing, but don't make it feel like you're lifting 10,000 pounds. None of us can do that. That's all I got.
Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Jacob, at 43025. So for me, I think just like Jacob talked about, it's like, I think I had some stuff going on in my life here recently that I'm trying to stay out of my head and stop trying to run things, stop trying to just like fall back in old habits that I used to be in. And it's hard not to go back to that because that's all I know. It's like, I think I haven't tried much to change anything. And it's something that it's a character defect, you know, that I have, and I basically shut down. Whenever something bad happens, I shut down. Like, I don't really talk to most people. Like, I'll figure myself, or I'll isolate, and that's old behaviors that I used to have. And, you know, you have to get out of that mind frame. You know, I have to push myself, you know, to get out of the mind frame and, you know, start being more active, start, you know, involve myself in more activity just to keep myself from falling back into that. So, and, you know, by any chance I get out, if I'll jump on the outside meeting or help out as much as I possibly can, you know, with things I can. And so, I think that helps a lot. I think talking to, you know, sponsors, talking to friends, and talking to people that I know will get me out of that mind frame. And I think that's what I need right now. So that's what I'm doing, and just have to do with it. Push on. Oh yeah.
Jacob, love you, Jacob, man. We'll be all right.
My name is Robert Blake. I'm an addict. Clean date 07/19/25. Man, to be honest, I've always had a trouble leaning on people or even talking to people. I've always been a rock in my family. Anytime anybody needs me, I was always there. So reaching out and asking for help has always been a real struggle for me, and I still struggle with it today. And talking to people, that's even a harder thing. You know what I mean? I don't know how to conversate about my problems or reach out and ask for help. I figured, shoot, God gave me 3 personalities. I'll talk to one of them. So I've really been trying to change that thought process and figure out, you know, what brought me to prison really and what led me down that path. And I've gotten a pretty good grip on myself and the other demons I deal with inside my head. And it's a struggle every day. And I'm still trying to figure out how to ask for help or reach out to people or even talk to people about the problems because I've never really been good at sharing emotion or feelings, or that's just something you didn't do in my family. It was a sign of weakness and they always shut that down. So I just clam up or I just go to myself and try to figure it out. But that's always got me to prison. And, you know, I'm tired of being in prison. I'm tired of seeing my family grow up through pictures and it's a hard struggle, you know what I mean? And I want to be a part of their life. I got nieces and I've been to their birthdays and family I've got to see on their birthdays, and that's new to me. And I'm really trying to change that about myself and get involved with my family more. And that's really what I've been reaching out and trying to do these last couple of weeks. So walking in blind faith, man, is what I feel like this whole topic is about. And that's a struggle. We fight with that every day. That's all I got. Thank you.
You can call me whatever you want. Just don't call me late for dinner. So, I want a few things I want to discuss about. You know, for one, for the walk that I am walking, I have realized that my past mistakes do not define me. And with my higher power, or your higher power, our higher power, if you choose, has gave a good example of how my higher power has created a world for me to live in, which gave me a good example to see that my higher power also gave me an example of what to live by and how to live by. So if I continue to allow people to define me by my past mistakes, I simply just learned that you're not my kind of people. If you're going to sit there and point your finger like, oh, that person did this, that's a bad person, stay away from them, versus saying, wow, that's what you came from. You survived that. Congratulations. You know, that gave me my higher power gave me a good example on realizing that, you know, I'm the creator of my own world. And having the right people in it is key. But also having the right people away from it is also key. Which brings me to my next topic, which is recognize, regulate, and respond, which is 3 R's. You know, if you can recognize what's going on with yourself and regulate your emotions before you respond, you're going to realize that your world that you're creating is going to be that much different. You know, under the influence of certain chemicals, I've realized through actually being in that position, some chemicals make you respond very quickly. Some make you respond very slowly. Some make you respond quick and slow at the same time, but disoriented. You know, in a manner to which, like, you can't function properly, or you're functioning above or below what your normal state of, you know, homeostasis really is, if you want to get technical and scientific with it. But learning from a sound mind and a clear mind and a higher power state where you're trying to learn and manifest what's really going on in your life through creation or whatever you choose to believe in, you can learn that I don't have to get mad because that happened to me. You know, I don't have to get mad because that's the way you feel about me. As a matter of fact, I don't even know why you feel that way about me at all. Why are you so focused on me? Why can't you focus on you? You know, but thank you. At least you know you got some emotional ties there, but that's on you. Like, it's not my fault people feel a certain way, but at the same time, I don't have to sit here and try to convince you to feel any way different. You know, it's my job to make sure that I'm going to be okay in the environment that's presented to me, in the environment that I create. Because if I'm going to create an environment and I'm going to sit in it and allow it to torment me, that's my own damn fault. Excuse my language. That's literally my own fault. If I'm going to dig a hole and then put my foot in the concrete and pour water on it and let it sit and harden and then complain that I'm laid down in a hole, that's my own fault. You know? But if I'm going to stand on solid ground and create a solid foundation that's already been built before me and lead by the example that's already been given to me, that's also my fault. But it's also something that you can do in honor and respect for those who've done it already. Because everything that we need to do has honestly been done already. You know, like everybody's just, my own personal opinion, with my walk, I tried to reach for multiple different areas on how to do something instead of just listening to my inner self and who I was and learn about who I was and, you know, do it the way it was supposed to be done. I got curious. You know, I was wondering, like, oh wow, those are nice shoes over there. How did you get them? Distracted. You know what I mean? Like simple things. And before I veer off, I'm gonna end it right there. But yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Next day, 10/14/2020. Man, just live in the day, man. Don't get stuck in the future. Don't dwell on the past. That's all I gotta say. Just live in the moment.
Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Joseph, clean date 7/21/2025. I think this place is an awakening. I mean, it's a blessing to be here, to work the program. Gives you another chance at life. I think waking up and praying about it, you know what I mean, reading scripture out of the Bible or praying, or you go to work and you get in a situation where you know what I mean, you get mad or angry, or before you pop off or say something that you don't mean, or something you're gonna regret, you should just take a minute and ask about it, you know what I mean? Instead of trying to figure it out on your own, because we've been doing that for a while already. Just leads us into the same circle. So just give it your all here, you know what I mean? Like, open up and find somebody you can talk to. I mean, 'cause if you just hold things in, and then it's just gonna be harder on you, you know what I mean? Just pray about it, live one day at a time, do the next right thing, attend the meetings, do your community service, get involved in the something around here, you know what I mean? Softball, working out, car washes. Stay focused, keep your mind ahead, you know what I mean? I'm blessed to be here, and thank all y'all for being here and participating and doing everything that y'all should be doing. That's all I got.
Thank you, George.
My name is Jonathan. I got a clean date 7/27/2025. And when it gets rough, you know, just after being here a while and you're still getting at it, time. Well, for me anyway, when times seem to get rough on me, I just gotta remember, I'm just chipping at it one day at a time. As long as I'm moving forward and still working at it. Just keep chipping at it one day at a time.
Hands up, fellas. Fellas, we got somebody talking. That's ready to rule. Sorry, Jonathan.
That's all I got. Thank you.
Thank you.
David, I'm at So my days this morning didn't really start off the best for me because the past 2 mornings I've been especially with and kind of flung myself out the door. But there wasn't upset about it. There's something in me, I just should have set my alarm. Whatever that was a simple fix that I chose not to do it, it's not because for me, it makes a lot of sense. Like when I know I have something, I do something, it's, I guess it's on my downtime, and kind of problems start to rise more, like when the day gets a little bit slower. I've been slacking on reading today, looking. I didn't know if I was supposed to say this or not, but it's like every time I start reading it, I feel like I'm not attaining reading comments. I don't know why, but
You know, you see me make myself real. I remember it's been setting all the way. And maybe I just need to keep reading over and over and over again so I can see some of the words basically and you were talking about the little stuff that's maybe not something you do, feels like it's the biggest deal in the world, and the big stuff seems really easy to me. I don't know, but I don't even know if I was supposed to say it. That's all I got.
Thank you. Well, all right, fellas. Thank you all. Thank all y'all. We're going to do the promises. After the promises, we're going to do the chips.
My name is Jacob. These are the promises. If we are painstaking about the state of our development, it will be made before we are halfway through. We are going to know a new freedom and a new happiness. We will not regret the past nor wish to step the wrong. We will comprehend the word serenity and we will be. No matter how far down the scale we have gone, we will see how our experience will benefit others. That sign gives us this one. Self-pity will disappear. We will lose interest in selfish things and gain interest in our abilities. Self-hating will slip away. Our whole outlook and outlook, our attitude and outlook on life will change. Fear of people and economic insecurity will leave us. We will intuitively know how to handle situations, issues without risk. We will suddenly realize that God is doing for us what we cannot do for ourselves. Are you concerned with your promises? They're being fulfilled among us, sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly. They will always materialize if we work with them.
Work. Thank you. Okay. Ask Chris to pass out the chips.
All right, Chris.
Yes, Tim. No, man. I know I'm not gonna live this long. I might as well better care of myself, man. Here at the Hopper House and AA meetings around the world, we pass out these colorful chips to celebrate links of clean time. First chip is a desire chip. This chip won't keep you sober, but it may keep you from drinking. Anybody got a desire? Come on up here.
All right.
Edward Lopez.
Tell us your name and what you're gonna do.
Huh?
Tell us your name and what you're gonna do.
Edward Lopez, tattoo. I can do that.
He's had talk.
Yes, sir.
He has a problem right now. He had a stroke
Yes.
5 days ago.
You're all right.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Anybody else for a 24-hour chip?
So for the new guys too.
No. All right. Thanks for going to. Or are they in order?
You might pass it.
I think they're out of 30-day chips.
We're out of 30-day chip.
Yeah, we are 30. You guys.
30 days, give it a round of applause.
Okay, 3 months. Anybody celebrating 3 months? That's right. Tell us your name and what you do.
Xavier Rodriguez, and just keep on taking it day by day.
All right. Ready? I'm gonna back up when I got 2 months chip, y'all. Anybody celebrating 2 months? Somebody somewhere. 4 months.
3 months.
Bruh.
2 months. Tell us who you are. What you want to do? 3. Tell us who you are. What you want to do?
My name is Frederick. I'm gonna stay sober and continue to stay sober.
4 4 months. Anybody celebrate 4 months? Somebody somewhere. 5 months. Anybody celebrate 5 months? Somebody somewhere. 6 months. 6 months. Nobody. Somebody somewhere. 7 months. Somebody somewhere. 8 months. Somebody somewhere. 9 months. Somewhere.
Somebody somewhere.
10 months. Somebody somewhere.
Somebody somewhere.
11.
Somebody somewhere. Appreciate it. A
year more goes on the board. Celebrate the third Friday of the month. And if you're sober today, give yourself and your higher power a round of applause.
Thank you, Chris.
All right, whoever got a chip, if y'all want to stay behind, Aaron go take y'all pictures. Whoever got a chip. Okay, okay, this meeting has been designed to last an hour, and it has. Now we're gonna close in the usual manner. We can pick up the chairs and we're gonna bring out.
We're late.
Hello, guys. I'm back. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this open AA tonight, just remember we do this every Friday from 7 to 8 p.m. Central Time Zone. So feel free to talk in the chat. I think I might have missed one in there. I was a little bit busy. So it looks like someone congratulated. So I do appreciate y'all coming out and watching us. Hopefully, we'll see you again next Friday. If not, we do stream on Sunday mornings for our church service. That's going to be at 8:30 this Sunday. And we also have our Bible studies during the week on Wednesday from 8 to 9. And if you ever do want to come out for any of our meetings, for our AAs or NAs, we do those throughout the week from 7 to 8 p.m. here at the Hopper House. Anyone's welcome to come by, sit in our meetings, participate. We encourage it, especially if what you can say can help out any of our members here, or maybe our members might be able to help you out on your journey through recovery. So thank you again for watching. Hopefully we'll see you next week or this Sunday. Y'all have a blessed evening.